Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very well. I'm here with Lewis. Lewis, it's been a while since we've been on, on camera together, to be fair. Like, we probably should have done this about a week or two ago after the season. Talking about Maresca. I did say I'm happy for you to cook me. Hands up. Hands up.
It was more, I wanted to go through some of the old takes, like the old Champions League football and Thomas Frank and all of that. But you did say you're not Maresca out anymore. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing.
This is the thing, right? People seem to get really offended when you change your opinion. It's like that's the whole point of having an opinion, is that it can be changed. Otherwise, it would be a fact.
No, I hear that, but so Maresca. So you've definitely changed your mind on Maresca then.
Let's not sit here and say I'm on the Maresca. I love Maresca train. I'm not on that train. I'm not.
Okay.
I respect Maresca a lot more because of what he achieved this season. Train. That's where I am. So I respect him a lot more, and I give him a little bit more leeway going into next season because of it. And I'm not actively saying we need to sack him anymore. I still think he's a yes man. I still think that there are decisions like the goalkeeping one, which, to be honest, we're going to talk about. I mean, that's gone out of his hands now. We can't even criticize him if he starts Robert Sanchez based on what we're seeing at the moment. And my eyes have been opened over the past sort of couple of days based on our apparent activity in the transfer window and our stellar negotiating, which has allowed us to sign Delap, and that is it. So we didn't get Magnan. We didn't get Gittins. Obviously, we can still revisit those deals, so it's not the end of the world in that sense. But
apparently, we're not going to revisit Mignon, though. That's the frustrating part.
Yeah, so I mean that doesn't surprise me either. But we'll definitely go back.
This is why I'm backing Maresca even more, bruv. Because I'm like, you're really still doing this garbage. Still, we just got top 4. This was meant to be what was pushing us to get better players. This was meant to give us more resources and more money to be able to spend on those new players. And now you have a world-class goalkeeper, a proven, experienced goalkeeper who fits our wage structure and is willing to join us. And you're not pulling the deal through because of an 8 million difference in valuation, because all CWC tax and everything. We don't want to pay CWC tax. Meanwhile, on the same day, you're going from, 35 million to 45 million to 50 million for Jamie Gittins, who is infinitely less proven than a Mignon. These lot are ridiculous. And then the whole Petrovic decision. We're going to give 4 goalkeepers a chance because we have full trust in 4 goalkeepers. By the way, who the hell has trust in 4 goalkeepers? That don't make sense. How do you have full trust in 4 people for one position? That don't make sense. Then the best performing one out of the year, you're not even bringing on the plane. Because it's a continuation of the 24 to 25 season. That's the narrative they're saying. It's a continuation of 24-25 season, so we're not bringing loan players, but we're going to bring Andre Santos. And we're also going to bring the 3 players that we've signed this year. We're going to bring Asugo. We're going to bring Andre Santos. We're going to bring Mamadou Sarr. They can come along. Petrovic, though, the guy who won Player of the Season over Santos and over Mamadou Sarr, now we're not bringing him. He's got a release clause. We might be able to sell him to one of the teams in the Club World Cup.
What's the release clause?
Don't know. It hasn't been disclosed yet. Not been disclosed.
I heard that they were valuing him about 25 million.
These are the directors that we got, bro. These are the directors in the management. This is yet again looking like a garbage window. Yet again. For a Club World Cup that these men were talking about being important for us for years financially. And they go and they leave our best goalkeeper. Robert Sanchez again. Oh, he won us 9 points this season. How many did he lose? You see that embarrassing briefing?
Yeah, I saw
How many
that.
points did he cost us? Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, both games. Just off the top of my head.
Wolves, Brighton, he conceded 2. He helped
He's
with
lucky
the penalty.
Palmer
United
against Brighton. He's a joke. And oh yeah, because he had a nice little run in. The same people who ignored a run in when it came to Poch are now using a run in to suck off Sanchez. Figure that one out. This is why I'm backing Maresca even more. This is the garbage that we have to deal with every window. This bullshit. And with 2 garbage windows, we still got 4th. And you're still not even trying to bring in experienced names into the dressing room. People are gonna say, like, they managed to piss off, right, both sides of the Mignon civil war. When there was people doing like, oh, we don't need Mignon, we've got Petrovic, or we don't need Petrovic,
That was me.
we've got Mignon.
That was literally me. But the thing is,
we were on different sides of it, and they pissed both of us off. We both lost. Nobody won. Everyone took L's. Not a single victor is in this, except like the 5 remaining Robert Sanchez stands. And that includes Ben Roberts. It was probably his idea. It's probably his way of getting Sanchez more minutes, and they're cuddling up in bed together, laughing about how they got away with it for another tournament. Nobody won. Nobody won. Because if we didn't get Mignon and we had Petrovic started, I'd still be fuming. But like the one thing I'd fall back on is, all right, cool, Petrovic is getting the chance he deserves. Fine.
He's good at that, but Lewis, we can agree. This is the thing that I've lost my head over as well. Petrovic is good enough. We know he's good enough.
Yes.
He has, in my opinion, the potential to be a top fucking keeper. And I don't dispute that Magnan's a better keeper than him. Now, we know Magnan's better in pretty much most aspects. But, you know, what you've got with Petrovic is, first of all, he's 5 years younger because Magnan turns 30 next month anyway. Second of all, he's played for the club and he's actually proven that he can perform for Chelsea, not just in regular games, but he's playing the cup final for us and actually performed very well against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. For those people who watched that game, and it's just, I've never felt worried watching him in goal. I've always felt like I can count on this guy, I can trust him. I'm not sitting here saying his distribution is the best in the world, although actually we looked at it a couple of months ago in Europe. It was some of the best distribution at that time. So I don't know if he's continued that vein of form. I'm guessing he probably has. We know that Sanchez has had at least 5 goals that have directly come from his mistakes. Petrovic has had 0 this season. Petrovic, he's a good penalty saver. He's just improved in so many aspects on this loan to Strasbourg, which, by the way, was even still a bit of a strange decision because we could have used.
They sent him out there to improve and to get better for this style of play.
But this is the thing as well, Lewis. Like, would you rather have had Petrovic or Robert Sanchez or Jorgensen in goal this season? Who would you rather have had?
Honestly, I would have just wanted another goalkeeper. Because like,
if I had to choose between the 3, I would have gone with Petrovic. So I never saw the point of putting him out on loan.
I probably would have gone with Petrovic, but even last season, like, Petrovic weren't good enough. Like, no, not last season at Strasbourg. The last season at Chelsea, he weren't good enough either. It's just Sanchez's bar was so low. Petrovic was an improvement, but he still wasn't good playing out the back, and he was horrible at his near post to that cross collection. He needed that loan, but he took it and he got levels better. Levels better. Now, if you're going to tell me that we're going to throw that away from Mignon, fine. Proven, leader, massive for the dressing room and an improvement on all attributes. Fine. But if we're not going to bring Mignon in, he's clearly the number 1 improvement. Another thing about this is, what message does it send to the other young players that you're like, oh, we're going to send you to Strasbourg to a year and improve. If you do well, you'll get a chance in the first team. This brother went from not being able to play this style of football to player of the season at Strasbourg. Player of the season voted by their fans. And what's your reward? You're not on the plane, mate. You're not on the plane. Sorry. What message does that send? Going to Strasbourg don't do nothing for you if they can get a financial profit. Does absolutely nothing. This is the player of the season. Not being even given a chance over goalkeepers that are not better than him. Mignon, I would understand. I always said this. If the bad bitch enters the room, it is what it is. But if it's not that, you can say with the one that's about to glow up. You could do that. But you're not doing either. Same with washed up Sanchez, who's losing his hair. Great. Fucking great. And I meant to believe that we got a serious chance, bro. You lot are trying to handicap Maresca every single chance you get. Flip-flopping about how Maresca doesn't need a goalkeeper or doesn't want a goalkeeper, while Fabrizio's literally been briefing for the last week about how Maresca wants a goalkeeper. Maresca needs a goalkeeper that has better distribution. Maresca wants a new goalkeeper for next season. He likes Mignon. He's approved the Mignon signing. All of these briefed by Fabrizio within the last week, and as soon as the transfer falls through, you have Nizar Kinsella and Ben Jacobs at practically the same time dropping briefings about how we have 4 goalkeepers that we're giving a chance to, and Maresca didn't ask for a goalkeeper. Then one of them, the best performing, isn't even on the plane. These guys contradicted themselves how many times in the last week? So many fucking times. They think we're idiots. They think these fans are fucking idiots. They think they could just say and do whatever they want, and the fans aren't going to clock onto their BS. You lot dug yourself way too deep into a hole with this Mignon situation, because we said once we get top 4, we're going to see how serious you lot really are about building us into a title-worthy team. You lot are now just more focused about hoping that the younger players could just take us all the way, and if we're lucky to get one of these experienced players, we get them. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Mike Mignon would have been such a level raiser.
No, it is a joke. Even I'm lost for words. I would have absolutely had nothing wrong with Petrovic being our keeper next year, and I would have defended him and put my hands up if he was not performing, but he would have been fine, mate. And I can't trust any of these other keepers. And I like the signing of Delap. You know, I think he's a good player, but it's underwhelming. And we say each season, and this is one of the reasons that I've backed Pochettino in the past. We won't get too much into that, but I see progression, and I like progression, and progression is something I can get behind. People go, well, you know, 6th is not good enough, but it was 12th the season before. This season was 4th with a trophy as well. That's a clear progression. If you look at it from that front with Champions League football and a European trophy as well, I don't think anyone can complain. Obviously, we'd like to do better in the cup competitions domestically, which I would hope is the next step to push for the Premier League, not necessarily win it, but push for it, get closer to it, and challenge for an FA Cup, challenge for a Carabao Cup as well. We're not asking for the world here. All we're asking for is for you to do as much as you can to push us closer to where we need to be. We understand that, you know, we're not being run by Abramovich anymore. By the way, he just released a book as well. So if you want to check that out, guys, you can. It's called Sanctioned, I think. And it's all about, you know, him selling the club and you know, the government, everything. So you can check that book out if you want as well. I think that's on Amazon and you can buy that online. But, you know, we're being run by people that ultimately care about one thing and one thing only. We knew this a year ago. We knew this 2 years ago. More so the longer we've been involved with making videos about this club, which obviously since Bowley and Clearlake come in, me and you, Lewis, have been doing quite a few. And they just want, this is a means to an end for them. This is a means to an end for Clearlake. It's a means to an end for Bowley. I do think that, you know, not to sit here and defend Bowley. I think if Bowley was in charge of the way we were doing business, I think we would have got the Mannion deal over the line. I really do. I think that was a Clearlake driven decision. They are so driven by resale value and, you know, having a young team that can only increase in value. And that just doesn't work for a player who's turning 30. Magnon's not going to get more valuable if he goes to Chelsea. If you're spending 25 million, you'll probably end up being worth about 5 million in a few years. So that's why they're not keen to spend money.
You know what will get us money?
Winning. Yeah, you're right.
Winning the whole Club World Cup tournament with the billion in the bank, progressing for the Prem, going far in the Champions League. Like I think Inter Milan and Barca, I think they got more for being in the semi-final than what we did in the entire Conference League run.
Mate, we
from
made
being
as
in the
much money in
semi-final.
the Conference League run as the bottom team in the Champions League. Was it Slavia Prague? 22 mil.
Winning or being good enough to contend would do us a lot more. And like that's where Mignon would have come in. Because that's a level raiser and he would improve the mentality in the dressing room. There's certain intangibles that metrics and stats won't be able to bring you, and that's leadership. One of the biggest things about Mignon is his leadership, is his mentality. He'd be able to marshal that defense massively and get them performing and get them very confident because they don't have a bum in goal that's going to pass the ball to the opposition player every match. But what do? Nah, no resale value. They're a joke. They're a fucking joke. It was what, 20, 25 million? Who gives a shit? He fits our wage structure. He's on 45, 50k a week. Who cares? Fucking penny pinchers. And talking about, the amount that they're asking for with a year left on his contract isn't right. Who gives a fuck? World-class goalkeeper available for 20 million. And you're telling me Albi's got a year left on his contract. I understand. When did you lot turn into this? Man, I forgot about the Roman era. Who gives a fuck? If you're good enough, go bring the player. You're sitting here defending this crap.
Mate, if it was a 40, 50 million pound deal, I think people, this is we'd still say the same thing. You got a world-class player that you can get your hands on, but the finances fit as well. It's look, from a resale value perspective, that's why they didn't want to go any higher, because they know they can't sell him and break even from 20 million. He's only going to go down in value because he's getting older. But you've got a goalkeeper there, and we know goalkeepers, Lewis, they can go from 30 until 38, and they're still top players. You could have had 8 years, basically the remainder of Clearlake's time at Chelsea. You could have had Mike Maignan in goal, and we would have been forming to a decent level with a top player with credentials.
What do you think the 9 other goalkeepers that we have could learn from? They got to learn from Sanchez right now.
We've spoken about the ownership before. I don't know if you were at the protest before Southampton, the first protest. I think that, some people are saying that this is one of the first real signs that actually we should be protesting. Because I didn't think we should protest after Maignan, but I mean, I'm certainly thinking about it after this. Obviously, it depends what we do in the rest of the window. You can't deny that. We still have plenty of time to get business done, but we had plenty of time to sign Osimhen. That never happened. We've had plenty of time to do many, many things. And everything that we're seeing is going in the direction that we don't want it to. And it's not just players either, Lewis. It's not just players. We spoke the other day in the group chat about Chelsea's new website on Ticketmaster. If you don't buy a membership at Chelsea now, you can't even get tickets from your mates. So everything is about money. It's about the greater good financially and what Chelsea can generate in terms of revenue. They don't care. The only good thing that we can take from this is that because we're owned by private equity as a majority, and that's Clearlake, we know that they will try and sell sooner rather than later. So as soon as they're able to sell the club and make a profit, which will be in 2033, that's when they'll look to try and leave. Bowley's not going anywhere as far as I'm concerned. I think he's in this for the long haul. That could be a bit of a strange scenario having him in the club, but the only positive we can look at is just wait until 2033, guys. Maybe Bowley will have a different transfer policy, who knows, but it is all about money, and we can't escape from that. It's not a footballing project, it's a financial project, it's a cash flow project. We won't see a new stadium because it's a cash flow deficit. Because once you borrow money to then build the stadium, you have to pay that money back with interest. Clearlake aren't interested in it. It's all about a means to an end so that it's a profitable club with a good business model by 2033. I guarantee it. So we will see no changes as far as I'm concerned in that sense. As long as we're in the Champions League and we stay in the position we're in, they will be happy. And that's all they want. That's all they care about. And it's just such a shame for players like Petrovic, because Yeah, Lewis, we're obviously a football channel. We love talking about football, and we've spoken about it. You've been doing this, God, maybe 10 years, a long time. This is my third year, going into my fourth year doing it. And when we had Abramovich, it was all about football, mate. Obviously, politics came into it when he had to sell the club, but we've never had to get political. And we've got, a group of people who just want to talk about football, but ultimately everything is being driven by the pound note, by the financial implications. And if it doesn't benefit financially, then it won't happen.
Yep. And this is it. Like, they want to win, but in the best financial way possible. And it doesn't matter what the detriment of that is, either short term or long term. The only thing I don't get is like this is only 20 million, which in footballing terms ain't that deep. It really isn't. It's not even like I'm asking for them to spend 70 million on some 29-year-old or something. I'm not. Fucking 20 million on a world-class goalkeeper that would improve our team levels. And it's an area that we all know we needed improvement on. And it's an area that the managers demanded improvement on. And you're not bringing either an improvement that we have with us or an improvement that's available for us before the Club World Cup. The tournament that you lot have been telling everyone to wait for the last 2-3 seasons. It's not a great sign of how serious you are.
We don't look like we're ready for Champions League. We're certainly not ready for the Club World Cup. I mean, my God. I don't know how anyone can think that we're ready for that competition. We don't look well. We're not settled in terms of a goalkeeper. We don't even know who's going to start. Honestly, at this point, I just want Mike Penders to start so I can see what it looks like. I mean, we are playing LAFC on
if it comes to Jorgensen and Sanchez, I'll just go back to just pushing for Jorgensen to play.
Well, at least he's young. That's the one thing you can give him.
That's the thing. Like, he looked a bit like worrying in terms of like his wrists and everything, but there's been enough good saves from him that I'll give him another season. I've had to deal with Sanchez for another year, so I'll go back to Jorgensen. At least there's a room for him to improve. Sanchez, I don't believe in it. Sorry, like all the one or two big saves you made in game and everything don't change the fact that you're an idiot with the ball and you've got the most errors leading to shots and goals in the league. Get out of there. Save for the run-in, man. At least you ended on a high note, but if I ever see you wearing a Chelsea shirt again, it'll be too soon.
No, I have to agree with that. There's a lot of PR going on about Sanchez at the moment. Bloody hell. I mean, that's one player they're coming out to defend. The fact that he saved 9 points this season, I don't know if that's even true. But if he did save 9, fair play. But if we hadn't have bailed out in other games, then it would have cost us a number of points. So just because Palmer scored however many goals again, go on.
I don't remember Sanchez ever having a man of the match worthy game, bar like Everton at home, maybe, and Bournemouth. Those are the only two. Bar that, like, so what points has he won me? What's the third one? Are we going to pretend it's Tottenham because he made a big save at the end of that game? Like, we weren't all over Tottenham all match. Like, what are they waffling about? And then how many points has this bum lost us? Like, they think we're fucking idiots. They really think we're fucking idiots. You lot ignored a run-in when it came to sacking a coach. Now you're using it to hype up a goalkeeper. Where is the shame? Where is the consistency? Oh, yeah, there is none with these sporting directors. They'll tell you one thing one week, and then they'll brief something completely different the next week. Maybe not even in weeks, in the space of days. Maresca really wants a new goalkeeper. Oh, Maresca doesn't want a goalkeeper. Oh, all 4 goalkeepers are going to get given a chance in the summer. Oh, wait, except the one that we're going to boot out. Oh, we're not bringing in any players to the Club World Cup because it's a continuation of the 24-25 season. But we're going to bring in Andre Santos, who was on loan, and 3 players that we signed in the middle of the season. All of this in the space of a week. This isn't even within months. This is all the bullshit that they've dropped in weeks. They're the problem. They're the fucking problem, man. All I've said is just give Maresca some proven talent. Because the fact that we're able to do what we did last season, third best defense in the league, in the top 4 race all season, second at one point, and ended in 4th when we weren't even sure we were going to get 5th away at Nottingham Forest. Give him some proper fucking players and see where this team can go with his style of play. Because if he can do that, with a goalkeeper that's been a fucking bum for 9/10 of the season, and centre-backs that nobody rates and nobody would put in Liverpool's 11 or Arsenal's 11. And if we're able to get top 4 with that, why don't you get us better players and see where we can go? Why? Not serious. Unserious institution.
Well, they are serious about making money, but that's it. That's it. Just speaking about the goalkeeping situation as well, apparently we're being linked with James Trafford as well. So we've gone from Mannion to Petrovic to potentially having James Trafford, Burnley's goalkeeper, as the number 1 at Chelsea. That could be where we go. And do you know what? Do you know what's crazy about this as well, Lewis? They value him at £30 million. So imagine if we had the opportunity to sign Mannion for about 20 and we end up signing James Trafford from Burnley, a championship team, for £30 million. And that could really happen. I believe that can actually happen. I'm not saying that it will, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it would, because you're like, why, how could you be so stupid? But at the same time, they're not seeing £30 million in terms of what they pay. They are seeing £50 million in terms of what they can resell him for later down the line. That's what they see.
Why did you have to tell me this? I didn't even know about this.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know. You know he's ex-City Academy as well.
Yeah, mate. Of course. That's why it comes out.
Oh, I can't be bothered, man. I can't even be annoyed at Joe Shields with that one because he's probably the most consistent out of all those scouts, and all he does is just look at his old homework. And even that's better than what fucking Dumb and Dumber do.
I mean, at least he's consistent. Yeah, you've got to say that.
I swear, if we go and get James Trafford after fumbling Mignon, my head's going to be on Pluto. My head's going to be on fucking Pluto, man. This guy's been well known for a couple years. He still ain't got a big move. Why the fuck would we go and get Burnley's goalkeeper? Why? Dead ass, just give it to Jorgensen at that point. Just give it to Jorgensen.
I'll be honest with you, Lewis. This is the modern Chelsea. I mean, we got Leicester's manager, so why would it be any different getting Burnley's goalkeeper? I mean, it's same thing, just in a different position. That's where we are now as a club.
Just start Jorgensen. He is levels clear at distribution from Sanchez already. And I believe he's got levels to improve in terms of his cross collection and his saving. His saving's already there anyway. It's just sometimes have stronger wrists. That would be nice. But there's more of a base for me to go off with him. I don't have heart attacks when I see Jorgensen in possession. Pass the ball back to the goalkeeper, all you please, if it's with him. I don't give a damn. It should have just been fucking Mignon. It should have just been Mignon.
This video really should have been a review of how well we've done in terms of getting that Mannion deal done and then Delap. I think that would be a decent window. Because a lot of people say we haven't been proactive. I say that's bullshit. We've been very proactive. But we just haven't been proactive with the type of players that you want. And when I say you, I just mean the general fan base. They want a proven striker like an Osimhen. They want a Rodrigo. They want, all of those type of signings. And we did upgrade in a lot of ways. I mean, I was really quite excited coming into this period because I thought, okay, we've obviously got Delap in. I'm pretty happy with that. We could use more, but I'm happy with Delap. I think he's a good player and it's a good price. I think that the midfield is going to be great. We've got Santos and Asugo coming in. I mean, that's fantastic in terms of depth. So no complaints there. I thought Petrovic, we finally found a solution to our goalkeeping woes. This is obviously before we were linked with Mannion anyway. I thought he's going to come in. He's had time to develop. We've seen him before. I mean, there's no reason to want to sell this player. And that leaves a gap in terms of the centre-backs, maybe cover for Cucurella and a winger as well. Obviously, we've been looking at Gittins. So I thought, you know what? If we would have ended this window with Mannion, actually, it's a pretty decent start because we've got a whole other window to play. And people panicking as well that we haven't done this and that. It's like, no, don't worry about it. We've got time. We've actually had a head start on other clubs. We've had an advantage. So this Delap deal, we've been able to wrap it up when otherwise we would have had to wait. So we've been very proactive. It's not about being proactive. It's about where your intention lies. And you know how I look at Chelsea's transfer policy, Lewis? Let's just imagine you're on a night out. You're in a bar. You're in a club. Whatever it is, okay? And you're with the boys. Tonight you want to get lucky, okay? But you are not allowed to go for any other ethnicity except for white and ginger. That is all you are restricting yourselves to. That's a very rare commodity, okay? That's difficult. That's very difficult. You're restricting your options here. You want to go for an Asian girl, can't do it. You want to go for a brunette, a blonde, off the table. You have to go for a redhead. Very difficult to improve your chance of getting with a girl on a night out. And that is Chelsea's transfer strategy in the nutshell. We've got a proven signing there. No. Over the age of 25. No. Wants over 200 grand a week. No. So specific. And it's just a bit of a weird analogy, but it's just what came into my head.
No, it's not wrong.
Ourselves in the foot, Lewis. That's what we do. We shoot ourselves in the foot. And even if you
unless you want to go to the playground, then they just open up their fucking variations for everyone there.
Mate, it's fucking mad, honestly, because as well, you look at the increases on season ticket prices. I've had a 7 or 8% bump. You've had the same bump. Corporates probably had up to 10-15% in terms of the price rise.
In the last 2 years, and it will go up again next season.
Exactly. And the justification this year, which people actually understood, was the fact that we're in the Champions League now. We don't have to worry about it. We're actually
they bump up the UCL home ticket prices as well.
So that's where we are, mate. That's where we are. In fact, as a famous man once says, this is who we are, mate. Mm-hmm. And that's the reality, mate. We're accountancy FC. We're penny pinchers FC. We're sell our best players for profit FC. Private equity FC. We are no longer the Chelsea that me and you grew up watching. We're not there. But that doesn't stop us from
25 FC.
We're what?
18 to 25 FC.
Yeah. Probably 18 is actually a bit of a stretch. You probably go down to 16, 15. That's when we signed Kendrick Pyers when he was 16.
See, he weren't even brought into the squad either. Also, it's a 35-man squad.
So how many have we brought?
Probably not enough. Probably not enough, seeing as we've left all the loan players over there. Like, Christopher and Kunku managed to get in, but again, João Felix didn't. This isn't even anything like I'm really annoyed about because João Felix ain't really worth it, but you're going to have Nkunku as left wing depth and not Felix? Like, really? Really?
Doesn't make any
2025,
sense.
we're still trying to shoehorn Nkunku into lineups. That brother don't even give a damn like that. He ain't even going to be running. What's the point? What is the damn point? But here we are, man. It's like they give a damn. They just want to see us get to the quarterfinals, get the bag, and then get knocked out.
How much do we get for that?
I don't know. Probably something decent. Probably make like.
I think we get about 30. I think we get about 30 odd million just for taking part. So quarters, I reckon we might go up to maybe another 10, 15, 20 mil.
Yeah, maybe like double that or something.
So
maybe like double that or something.
Oh man,
I don't know. I don't even care no more. I was really looking forward to that tournament. Now I just feel like it's going to be a quarterfinal and done thing.
I always thought that it was going to be a quarterfinal and done thing. But I was just looking forward to seeing new players and seeing who else could break into the squad. What we never really had under Abramovich was much progression of youth because we had ready-made players ready to slot in and perform straight away. So you could kind of justify it. But this whole system, the way we've built up our team is so that young players can come in and get that chance. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a great thing. I mean, on paper, and when you talk about it sounds like the most amazing model that you can have, because as time goes, you get these young players that you started off with however many years ago, growing and fitting into this Chelsea brand, not just obviously commercially, but obviously performing on the pitch as well. And fans love it. The fans love watching young players coming through, Tyreek George, not just homegrown players either, Kendrick Pires, Esteval. These are all players that we love. I mean, nobody can complain about that, but we don't even give players the chance to develop at Stamford Bridge anymore and build a career. It's not even at that stage, and that's a low point. This is from a transfer perspective, this is a very low point. I wouldn't be speaking like this, Lewis, if we had Petrovic in goal. I really wouldn't. That would have been the one thing.
Either one or the other would give us something to go off. Something. The fact that it's not either of them is just so incompetent. Neither side can defend it.
Thing is, as well, though, with Magnon, you go, okay, well, they have to spend the money. Maybe they just don't want to spend it. Petrovic, you don't have to spend anything. You're giving him a slight pay rise compared to what he was on at Stratford.
It's not like we're asking them to spend too much. Like, this is the whole point of being in the Champions League. So we could at least have more money to spend on strengthening the team with some bigger names involved. This is one for 20 mil. We're not even asking them to like fork out a 50, 60 bag or something. 20 mil. And they couldn't do it. The bums. Fucking bums. 20 fucking million, man. That's all we're asking. They'll say that's a lot, but in footballing terms, it's not.
The thing is, as well, I mean, I'm just thinking what they might be thinking. They might be thinking to themselves, we're going to revisit this Magnon deal when his contract has expired. But by that point, I think you're going to get outbid by another club. If someone can get him on a free and they need a goalkeeper, then I think they'll do it.
I don't even think that. It's just more like if we go to next season and we're not in Champions League, you can forget because we're one a Champions League club.
It's not just about, it is about maintaining Champions League stats, but we want to actually progress onwards from that. But I'm with you at this point. I mean, we've done it before. We've obviously done it before in terms of getting into the Champions League with the squad, obviously Delap, and we've had a few new additions. But Champions League, we're going to have two extra games automatically. So our schedule is going to be a little bit more powered up. You would hope that we take the FA Cup and Carabao Cup seriously. And, that would be a priority as well, to get some silverware just to keep fans happy. And also just prove that you're a winning club. I mean, it's not rocket science here.
Just a bit of incentive would give you so much more leeway with the Chelsea fans.
This Magnon deal would have shut a lot of people up. I would have been happy with it.
It would have said to me, like, look, these lot want to win. It might be by their way, which is still like will come with certain things that we disagree with, but they will genuinely take advantage of the right market opportunities if it's for the betterment of the team and progressing and winning trophies. They walked away over 8 million and then decided to use that same 8 million to try and get Jamie Gittins over the door. They're taking the piss. They're taking the piss. They're not serious. It's just win by their youth-only model, or who cares? Who cares? That's their mindset.
Yeah, I just think the way we're treating some of our players is a disgrace as well. Like I'm looking at Chalobah, I'm looking at Petrovic, even João Felix, like just having his number taken off him. His number's been given to Asugo, by the way. Asugo's number 14. Like
Felix is a victim of circumstance. Because like Maresca didn't even want him. And this is the end result of it. Never asked for him, never rated his style of play or the player that he is. And has barely played as a result of it. That's another problem with the sporting directors. It should have been Omarodion, but we didn't want to give us more of his image rights. So we just pretended he failed the medical. And they just backed out the whole thing. Then he surprisingly passed the Porto medical weeks after. Now he's up for sale for around 100 million, I think. euros.
Seriously?
Well, that might be his release clause or something, but that's the number I heard with him. I heard we're one of the names interested too, so hey.
Well, that I wouldn't put us, but no, we wouldn't do that. Too expensive, mate. Can't sell them on for a profit. Those days have been and gone, mate.
Got given a number 39 shirt that just got announced.
Well, listen, I think we'll probably leave it there, Lewis. But just before we finish off, what's your take then on the, if you were to summarize it to people, how you think this window's gone and how you think the next window's going to go? I mean, how are you feeling on that?
All they have to do is go back to the Mignon table and I'm chill again. That's all they have to do. But what we were told was that yesterday was the deadline, or we're walking away from the entire thing, and it looks like that's what we're doing, because that's what got reported by Fabrizio too. So that would be what they could do to relax me a little bit. Show me again that you're serious and go get Mignon through the door. It didn't have to be done by Tuesday. You just put the deadline, so that's what I expected. If you get Mignon in before the start of the Prem season, cool. That's fine. If not, you had better make sure the squad's in a good enough state to contend, because that's what I'm expecting this season. I am not taking another top 4 race. I'm not doing it. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm absolutely gutted about the goalkeeping situation. I just think we've left ourselves open. Pointless as well. Could have been absolutely fine. Could have not spent anything, and a lot of Chelsea fans would have been unhappy, but still able to understand the decision-making process. We all knew this is about money, but it's like, how much? And then the answer is never enough. And that's where we are right now. We will, we're going to see much more of this, guys. But let us know what you think in the comments, whether you agree or disagree with anything the club has done, or if me and Lewis have said anything you agree or disagree with as well. Subscribe to Lewis's channel, Carefree Lewis G. Subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV as well. And we will be back very soon with another video. And big up to everyone that's watching. All the best. And we'll see what happens in the Club World Cup.